What's going on, Raiders? Duelam here, and today we're going to be talking about probably the best free epic that you can get in the game. You just have to put a little bit of focus into this area, and it was something that I was skipping over because I just looked at it and went, that doesn't look too important. What's the point? That looks like it's going to take a lot of resources. Let's not worry about it. But I was very wrong, and I looked at this guy's kit, and I was absolutely shocked. So if you're ready, let's get into it. But first, make sure you're clicking that download link or scanning the QR code to get Karato Fox Hunter. The second you start the game, an amazing legendary nuker. At level 10, you're going to be getting Tagore, an amazing epic support character. At level 20, you're going to be getting Fane, who's got some incredible turn meter steal, as well as some pretty crazy damage. And then at level 30, you're going to be getting Vergus, who's a defense-based champion, to help keep your other characters alive. And then, this is super important, day number 1 within the first 24 hours of making your Raid Shadow Legends account, type in promo code Monkey King to get Sun Wukong, one of the best free legendaries they have ever given. And if you're on iOS, make sure you're clicking a different link in the description to type in any promo codes. All right, so the person I am talking about is going to be over here, gonna be in Doom Tower, and it's gonna be from the secret rooms here. So over here on the left hand side, we have the secret rooms, right? So these secret rooms are going to have specific requirements to be able to beat them, and they can get very specific. So the first I know the third one was just attack based champions. The second one was only force champions, and then I think the first one was only rares or something like that. So they can become very specific, and if you're early or mid game, you look at this and you go, man, this is going to take a long time to get. It's not really worth it. What's the point? But what's happening is as you are doing these secret rooms, you are slowly but surely getting shards to unlock a very, very good character. So if we go over to the fragment summon here, we look at Archmage Helmet, and you see I'm at 33 out of 100 right now. So I've been making some pretty good progress because I've been starting to do the secret rooms. My roster's starting to get built out a little bit more, and I have more options, or I at least have one of those options for each of those secret rooms that can just absolutely flat out carry. Could just 1v5 all the waves, just immediately go through it, which is amazing. So if we look over on Hell Hades here, we can see Archmage Helmet is a 4-star rating magic character, and I want to look at his ratings in game modes as well, and he's very, very good in Spider. He's got a lot of turn meter rewind. We're going to look at his kit as well. He's also very, very good in Faction Wars as well, which is really, really nice to have. Faction Wars is very important to be able to get Lydia, and that's something, a very long-term goal that I've been working on as well. So let's look at his kit in game. He is part of the Banner Lords. He is an epic character, and his A1, Arcane Dynamo, attacks one enemy, fills the champion's turn meter by 10%, and fills the turn meter by 20% if this attack is critical. So you want to make sure, obviously, he's got that crit rate, right? That's pretty much baseline standard for him. Even though he's a support character, you want to make sure that crit rate is high. Now, for the A2, Time Slip, attack one enemy, also attacks all other enemies if this first attack is critical. So again, making sure he has crit rate all the way up is essential on him. The second hit also has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. And remember, that's hitting everyone, so that's a potential stun debuff on everyone, and that debuff chance does go up to 75% as well. When it's booked up. So really, really good. And this gets booked down to a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty amazing. So, and then even if the stun doesn't land, it decreases the turn meter of each enemy without a stun debuff. So even if they don't get stunned, they're still getting rewound by 20%, which is absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing. I love that. That's a really great part of his kit there. So we've got the A3 Psychic Guidance, places a 30% increased speed buff, a 30% increased crit rate buff, and a 30% increased crit damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. And if you are looking at this and you are thinking, wow, this is pretty awesome, you're right, it is. Because it's a 2-turn buff on all allies, gets booked down to a 3-turn cooldown. And this is something that if you have it in a arena where you have like an Arbiter and then you have this guy and you put increased speed, increased crit rate, increased crit damage, you have the increased ally offense from Arbiter, you're deleting with somebody like Alice's A2, Supreme Gaelic A3, Tholin's A3, anything like that, you're just flat out deleting. And then if you pair, you know, Archmage Helmet with Arbiter, with a damage dealer, and then you put in, like, I don't know, who's the guy that we've been using a bunch? That's right. I can't think of his name. Deacon. There we go. Deacon Armstrong. Put that decreased defense out there, so you would have increased offense, decreased defense out there, then you'd have increased crit rate and increased crit damage. You are deleting people, especially in arena. Insane combo there. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And this is even good in longer content as well because of that increased speed. Buff is just absolutely insane. Also giving the increased crit rate and crit damage is just awesome, awesome, awesome. Increasing crit damage by 30% is amazing, amazing buff. So really good there. Then if you have the Ascension level 3, you get the passive Chrono Isolation. Immune to turn meter reduction effects from enemies. So that's great if you go against something like a Lysandra or Valkyrie or even like a High Katoon A3 has a turn meter reduction. So amazing. And then even then his aura is not bad either. Increases ally speed in arena battles by 17%. But there's a lot better options. You have Deacon who does 19% in all battles. Lysandra, Elva. There's a lot of options that are better than this. Obviously, Arbiter, if you have Arbiter as well, 30% in arena battles. Sun Wukong at 28% in arena. So the aura is not the best, but his kit is absolutely insane. And the way to build him is also pretty straightforward, which I love. So they do recommend putting 9 out of 10 books on him. So the A2 and the A3 are obviously going to be the priority. The A1, not the biggest priority, a little bit more damage. The A2 and the A3 are definitely essential, especially getting those booked down, the cooldowns to a 3-turn cooldown on both of them is amazing. Then for the blessing, we have Cruelty, and then for Arena Blessing is Commanding Presence, and this one is pretty interesting. So let's actually go back in game real quick and look at Commanding Presence here. So let's go here, change, let's go here, and Commanding Presence. If multiple strengthens your team's aura. So if multiple champions in the same team have the Commanding Presence, only one will work, obviously. If the champions on the same team have both Intimidating Presence and Commanding Presence, only Intimidating Presence will work. So you can't stack this. You can't stack this with, like, if you have Arbiter and you have Intimidating Presence on. But this is really good to have if you just having him on the team, because he doesn't need to be in the aura position for this to be able to work, which is great. So you can weaken their aura while still having a strong aura on your side. And if you have him at higher red stars, then you'll get more effectiveness out of this as well, because it's going to strengthen your team's aura, so it gets better. So if this is better than what you have for Arbiter, then nothing wrong with this at all. Let's go back into Hell Hades here. So for the recommended gear build, so essentially for PvE, accuracy, speed, crit rate, HP percent for a little bit of survivability, because obviously PvE, a little bit longer content. For PvE artifact sets, we have accuracy, speed, lifesteal, and perception. So obviously accuracy to make sure those turn meter rewinds are working, stuns are landing, speed to make sure he's going fast, lifesteal for a little bit of survivability, perception to give accuracy and speed. And then if you're just doing PvP P stats, accuracy, speed, crit rate, and crit damage. Obviously, you want him to hit a little bit when he does take a turn. And then obviously accuracy, speed, perception, and immortal. So immortal instead of lifesteal here. Now, when you are looking at these, it does go from importance from left to right. So accuracy is the most important, then speed, then crit rate, then HP. And then same thing for the sets as well. So accuracy, most important, then speed, then lifesteal, then perception, which is absolutely awesome. I love that. I love that. I love that. So I am going to really start focusing on the secret rooms because this guy is pretty nuts and I can see a lot of places where he would be useful. So I really do want to start working on him and making sure I'm prioritizing at least building one character for each secret room requirement so I can really start pushing the boundaries of that and get Archmage Helmet a lot faster because he's pretty insane and I really want to start using him. I feel like the A2 with the stun and the rewind is amazing. The A3 with the increased speed. Like, I see so many uses for this. I'm looking at this in like Clan Boss where I have my damage dealers always having increased crit rate, increased crit damage, and increased speed. And then I have something like Deacon putting defense down or decreased defense out there. Like, they are going to be hitting hard. So I am very, very excited for this guy. Let me know what you guys think of Archmage Helmet if you guys have him built up and unlocked already. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, Raiders.